Today we are meeting with our commissioner, Mr. Doug Smith, and we have 10 questions starting with the first question. How did you end up at Grand Lake?
Well, it's interesting. 8-9 years ago, I never dreamed I would be up here, but my wife had an opportunity to come up here to work for GRDA, and she came up here, and our first reaction was, I lived in eastern Norman, we would commute on weekends, and the home base would be Norman, Oklahoma. And with the tourism department, I've been up here a lot, and I knew it was really nice, but once I got up here, it ended up, but I was coming up here every weekend, and I just loved it, and decided to make and choose this place as my home.
That's great. What are your thoughts on Grand Lake, and where do you see us in the next 5 or 10 years?
My thoughts on Grand Lake is that we are a hidden treasure. We have resources out there that nobody knows about in the four-state area. We are truly a tourism mecca for this state. In 5 years, I see with the right marketing, we're heading that right direction with the GLA, with community leaders coming on board, looking at economic development opportunities. In 5 to 10 years, we're going to be known as the best tourism area in Oklahoma. We will draw people from surrounding states and probably surrounding, not the states, but all over the country. I see it happening.
What are your daily responsibilities?
The first is to make my wife happy. Okay, after that, daily responsibility as county commissioners to take care of the county budget, make sure that our roads are maintained, and evaluate infrastructure needs, do long-range planning as far as our infrastructure, take care of the courthouse as far as their budgets and how that operates. So there's a lot of them. It's just hard to go into all of them, but there's a lot of responsibilities daily.
Okay, what was your very first job?
Believe it or not, I was a car hop in Norman, Oklahoma, at a little restaurant or a little drive-in called Jonesy's Drive-In. It was a little private drive-in, and then after that, it became a wasn't a Sonic. I can't. I'll think of it. But it's a franchise operation now. But I made 60 cents an hour and all the tips I could get. I was in sixth grade, so I had to walk there, which was good because car hopping, walking all the time. But that's what I did. My first check was $4.13. I'll never forget
it. And what did you spend it on?
It certainly wasn't gas. I was 14 years old, 12, 13, 14 years old.
Okay, who do you think of as your mentors?
I have to say the main mentors, my main mentor is my dad. My dad is a Korean War vet, retired Army colonel, came back, got his college degree and in accounting, and became vice president of the Oklahoma Medical Research Foundation. And he came from nothing. He actually bought his parents their first home. And he's 84 years old and just is alert and spry as you can imagine, and he's my mentor. If I could be anything like him, I'll be happy.
If you could change one thing about yourself, what would it be?
Probably to be a little less ADD and hyperactive. It's a little hard for me to stay in one place at one time. The thing is, in some situations that's good, but in other situations where you truly need to be attentive and stay hooked up with something, I struggle with that. And good thing I got people around me that can kind of keep me between the fences sometimes. But sometimes I think that's what a good administrator does, is surrounds themselves with good people that can kind of keep you where you need to be.
Okay. In your position, what do you consider the greatest opportunities and the greatest challenges?
Well, actually, they're both the same thing. Opportunities are challenges. Our challenges is financial. It's money. Money for infrastructure needs. Money for all kinds of needs to provide the services that we provide. That's the challenge. The opportunity is, again, that we have tremendous opportunity for economic development in this area that we're not using. And what that does is increase your tax base without increasing taxes. And that provides jobs where we can keep our young people here and bring new people here, as well as our tourism-based economy. So I see the opportunity is just to have a more prosperous community.
Okay. Tell us something about you that most people don't know.
Well, number one, I guess some people know, I've done a little stand-up comedy in my years, and I truly enjoy doing that, even though I've cut that down quite a bit because that can get you in trouble sometimes. What people don't know, maybe they'll know, I'm a big outdoorsman, big hunter and fisherman, but one of my passions is noodling, which is hand-grabbing catfish. I've been doing it for 30 years, and even at 57 years old, I still love it.
That's great. If you could choose a different career other than what you're doing now, what would it be?
It'd be oil field wildcatting. And I know that sounds a little strange, but boy, I just can imagine going out there and trying to find those drill sites or well, putting it in the ground and just, using your best information you can and hoping to hit it big. And I think I would really enjoy that. But of course, enjoying that can either be very short term or very long term. But nothing I really ever got to do, but it's something I would just love to try.
Okay, and if you were stuck on an island on the lake, what 3 people would you want to be stuck with and why?
It's a very good question. All right, number 1, I'm already stuck on an island in the lake called Monkey Island. That's where I live. And I tell you the truth, what 3 people? Outside of my wife, I'm not going to name them because I'm not going to make a bunch of people mad and kick them off the island. So that's why I'm out there.
All right, well, thank you.
I appreciate it. Thank you very much.